Hey, and welcome. We are two moms, two businesswomen, and two friends just trying to keep all the balls in the air without losing our minds.
From school pickups to potty training, messy kitchens, and major wins, we're bringing you real talk on motherhood, entrepreneurship, and all the things we love in between.
So, whether you're folding laundry, driving to work, or sneaking in some you time,
grab your coffee and join us for laughs, lessons, and a whole lot of chaos.
This is the Mother Overload, where real life meets real talk. We are Desi and Krystal. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Mother Overload podcast. Today we are talking about gratitude in motherhood. So, this is another one of those subjects where, I feel like we tend to live in so many emotions when we're in motherhood. We're just in survival some days, or we are worrying about I know we just discussed all of the guilt in motherhood, all of the overstimulation that we deal with in motherhood. And I think it's so important to hone in on our gratitude as well, because that is why we do the things that we do.
Absolutely. And the two things are really linked because, we get into that state of feeling overwhelmed and feeling all of the things. And sometimes it's really fucking hard to find that gratitude. It's hard to be like, oh, I'm so grateful for this human, for this moment in motherhood, for being able to, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
And I think definitely the two just go hand in hand because of that. We get stuck in this cycle of, all those big feelings. And you really need to sometimes just take a step back and think, fuck, I'm so lucky,
Mm-hmm.
like grateful, lucky, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's so easy to forget sometimes, right? I mean, I feel like we always know that we're living the life that we want to live with our children, but I think it's just so
Yeah.
easy in those moments to be like, fuck my life, or like, oh, I
Yeah.
hate this, or get down that negative spiral or whatever, and to bring ourselves back into, it's like when they make a cute face or they make us laugh or whatever else, that we're just like, right? Like it's
Yeah.
the
Like, do
silly
I wish
things.
I could sleep longer every morning? Yes. But
Yeah,
I'm still, grateful to be able to wake up with him. Like,
100%.
my little man wakes me up. He is my alarm clock because, I don't have to go to work essentially, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have that alarm clock going off being like, you have to get up, you have to get stuff ready for yourself and get him off to preschool and all those things, right? He wakes me up and we sometimes earlier than I want, but I'm still grateful to be able to do that with him and be able to wake up whenever we decide to get out of bed together
Right.
in
Because
my
one
bed every
day,
morning.
but those are like such precious moments. And because it doesn't last forever, I think that's a good reminder too. Like things like that don't always last. Like they're not going to wake up at 18 years old and want to cuddle with us. And I'm maybe a weirdo, but I'm welcome. I welcome that. Like my kid at 14, if he's like, can I just sleep in your room? I always want to say yes. But
I know.
also, there's those boundaries too where we're just like, I mean, you're big and you're kind of stinky and you kick us all night. And there's there's not enough room for three giant children in the bed anymore. And,
Absolutely.
it's bittersweet, right?
Yeah.
It's but there's this fun little trend going on social media right now where it's unfortunately I do love,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when I was sitting in gymnastics and I had that hour and a half to just write out my thoughts, I was thinking about this episode and I kind of wrote down, I just called it things I do love because it's not unfortunate at all, but
I
right.
love that.
That's the fun part about it. Um, so I'm going to go through the list of things that I kind of was going over in my head, about the things that I do love for my gratitude in motherhood. The first thing that came to my mind was the affection in my bloodline. So this is not something that like affection wasn't something that my mother passed down. She's not very affectionate with me necessarily, but she is with my kids, which is beautiful to see. I think my dad was probably more affectionate with me when I was little. So that's something that I always craved in relationships and with my kids. I don't want them to crave those things in their relationships because of because of any pain. I want them to just naturally be as their sweet affectionate selves. So that's something that
Right.
I'm grateful for is the fact that I'm able to be affectionate with my kids and they are also very affectionate. Even
I love that.
when even when my son and I are starting to butt heads a little bit more in these teenage years, he does not go to bed without coming and giving me a hug and a kiss and saying good night, I love you.
Right.
Because that he went to go to bed last night after we were kind of like battling about something, not battling, but like having a conversation about something that didn't feel good. And he's like, okay, love you, good night, and goes to walk away. And then he turned around and came back and gave me a hug. And I was like, thank you, because I was kind of going to be annoyed if you just left. Like,
It's so true.
I
It's
can't
so
handle
true. I think that's definitely one for me as well. Like, so grateful that I have close family and we're able to I was literally talking to I call her my sister-in-law, but my brother and her aren't married yet. But they have two kids together, so
it. Yeah, same, same.
And we were talking about how like she's coming to town today and we're going to get the kids together. And I was reflecting on this episode thinking, I'm just so grateful that you're not a bitch and I actually like you because
That's
there's a
huge.
lot of sibling dynamics sometimes that, your kids aren't with their cousins. And I grew up with way too many cousins to even count. And like my friends used to always be like, oh, there's another one of Krystal's family members, like, who's coming in. Like, oh, this is my second cousin, or this is my cousin. Like, we all kind of grew up together. And that was such a fun dynamic. And I am so grateful every day that my kids get to grow up having close cousins themselves. So that is such a special thing. And I am so grateful that I like her.
Yeah, it is huge. Yeah, especially because when you start having kids around the same age, same. Like Corey's got sisters and they have small kids, and my brother has a 20-year-old, but they're still fairly close, like given the age difference or whatever, right?
Right.
I
And
don't
it's
feel
just
like
funny because my mom thought she was never getting grandkids and she got two in two
all
months,
all
right?
once. Yeah.
So, because I was a little bit older, she was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's happening with
Oh.
her. She's a career woman. And then, yeah, and then Jill and I were both pregnant within 2 months of each other. So that makes it even more special that
Yeah.
they literally are growing up at they're in those same kind of moments and times, right? So,
Yeah. And that helps in your village having somebody to lean on during those milestones and those little things that happen,
yeah,
right?
100%. We took them to Florida together, just her and I and the boys, when the boys were, I think, 8 and 10 months. And so, like, talk about a humbling experience. Because like, yeah, we were together, but like we were solo,
Yeah.
Like you only have so many arms for all the things. So that was a very interesting trip. But again, like just so grateful for to be able to go and do those things with family. And I think it's so
Yeah.
special. Anyways,
Yeah.
continue on your list, my dear.
Okay. Okay. So the next thing that I had was watching them thrive because I was in gymnastics at the time.
Of course.
So watching them thrive, doing what they love.
Mm,
Like I think it's so cool to see that when they're little, they'll go through these different phases of different things that they'll try out and they'll love and they won't like and whatever else, but to see them come back. So my middle child did gymnastics for a little bit when she was younger because it was like the thing that we put her in just to like see if she liked it. And she
yeah,
hated it for years. She would go and like we wouldn't force her to keep going, obviously, but like we would
right.
try. We'd be like, okay, if you want to do it, let's do it again. And we'd put her in, and like halfway through, she'd be like, I have to use the bathroom. And then we would like just sit in the bathroom for 10, 15 minutes because she's like, I don't want to be here. So I'm like,
Right.
well, let's not do this then. And then she came back to it years later and was like, I genuinely really, really want to do this. And she loves it and she thrives and she's doing it for herself. And then now the little one is watching and following her sister's footsteps, being like, I think I'm ready. I think I want to join gymnastics. I'm like, that's fine. Never any pressure on our end to do anything. Like, we're very much like, if you love it, if you want to do it, we want you to enjoy doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, again, same for him. Like, we popped him into ball hockey and he loved it. I think he loved the idea of it more than actually doing it because it's more structured. And I think in his little brain at this time, it's like, when he says ball hockey, it's him and dad playing or him and papa playing back and forth, right? So we put him into this like team environment and he a couple of times was like, oh, they're too fast for me, they run too fast for me, and I never get the ball, they don't pass me the ball, and you're just like, oh my God, my little heart. So we're taking a break from it now. We're not going to do the winter season, but
Yeah.
we're gonna put him back into it once he's just like a tiny bit bigger. So next year we'll start that. But like we put him in swimming and like he is not a big fan. Like he doesn't mind, but like he doesn't like to go under the water, anything like
Yeah.
that. So it's just one of those things that I think for you, you're seeing them thrive. And I'm just
Yes.
kind of like weighing out like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna put him in, or what's he gonna love? Like we're at the point now, like even when I was talking to Dave on the phone this morning, he was like, oh, I just like love how his like little personality is coming through. Like you're seeing the things that he loves, or just like the way he says things, and like he's so funny. And like it's just so cool. It's so
It
cool to
is.
watch grow.
Yeah. And it's hard because with swimming, like that's a life skill. So like you're
Absolutely. You
like,
got to do it.
I'm
We're doing it.
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like my
Yeah.
kids, not to like call them out, but like my kids took forever for swimming. Like we did like almost private swimming lessons forever. And
Yeah.
at some point they regress and they don't want to do it. And then we're like, okay, well, let's take a break. And then we take a break so long that like, my oldest can swim. He's a good swimmer. I have no problem there. But the other
Right.
two don't love swimming lessons and they
Right.
can't swim well. And we went to a pool party on the weekend and they were like, the lifeguard was like, okay, who wants to do a swim test? And both of them were like, can I just wear a life jacket? I'm not doing the swim test. Like, I'm not doing it.
I don't even care. I mean, yeah, I definitely have some. I remember vividly doing swimming lessons outside at the pool, because it's an outdoor pool. And I remember having to pass my test, and it was raining the day we had to do it. And you had to go in. It was simple. You had to go in, grab the rings, grab 3 rings, and come out. This is like so long ago. I remember it vividly because my mom was like, I don't care. You're getting in the pool. I did not want to go. I was like crying, probably whining. She was like, I paid for this. You're going to pass this so we don't have to redo this lesson. Like, are you crazy? And I get where she's coming
Yeah.
from 100%. Like, it's raining. You're going to get wet. You're going in the water, girl. Like, let's go. But
Yeah.
I just like, I remember vividly being like, this is the worst day ever. And like it wasn't. I went in, I finished it, I completed it, I passed, whatever. But I sometimes think about that with him, that I'm just like trying to force these swimming lessons. And he's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do it. But we are getting better. It's again, it's a life skill. So he's got to do it. It is what it is. I don't
Yeah.
care if you hate it. Push you in, you're swimming.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that we don't
Yeah,
judge. We just got to get through it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And then that goes along with when they make decisions that are difficult but are good for them. Like,
Mm,
you know, I guess it goes along with like when they make like healthy eating choices or when they decide to run for cross country and they hate every minute of it. They're learning, but they're making this
yeah.
decision for themselves, even though it's a difficult decision for them, right?
Right. I love that.
Um, one of the cool things for me, again, I probably because they're a little bit older, is when they give me my own advice. So me and the
Mhm.
middle child always joke that she's my mother because she is like a she's like a gentle reflection of myself, but like in a better way, you know? So she is the kind of person that like when I'm feeling kind of like it's hard because you're not really supposed to talk to your kids about like your problems or like whatever social situations are going on, but like she's there and she sees when I'm going through stuff and I never want her to be the like the parentified daughter who has to like, re-heal their
Yeah.
parents and because that's such a huge thing that we deal with in our life. But she's somebody who when she sees me upset, she'll come over and be like, I noticed that you're a little bit off. Are you okay? Like she's one who checks in with me when I was going through like friendship struggles, she comes to me and she's like, but you're this, and this, and like tells me the positive things about myself. And she's like, remember, when people show you who you are, you have to believe them because these are the things that I've said to her. So it's really cool when, yeah, when she gives me my own advice back. And it's kind of like, right, I should know that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, it's the same thing with having to remind ourselves to be grateful, right? Like we
Yeah.
have to remind ourselves. And so she's your reminder of like the good things that you're teaching her, right?
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes I mean the other two as well. Like they're great for that stuff as well. It's just like they'll say things that just surprise you. And you're like,
Right.
wow, you really do listen.
Hmm.
But I'm grateful
Yeah.
for them because they are those reminders of things that like I will definitely forget. And like Corey is not me at all. Like we're so completely different in so many aspects of life that like
Right.
I feel like I correct him a lot or like I'll say things to him and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have to keep saying this. Like he's one of my kids.
Right.
So it's nice when my own kids are like, yeah, but like, you're right. And that doesn't happen often.
My little
uh
repeats choice words, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
We're only
Right.
at that repeating stage right now.
But they will get you. They will get you.
Yes.
So another thing is my kids like they have taught me that I am lovable even when I tell myself I'm unworthy, like when I'm feeling angry or irritated. So in those moments where I feel like I'm so grumpy and nobody wants to be near me and whatever else, they're still, hey, do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, um, which is so foreign to me. So it's like I'm constantly questioning, am I ruining them when they're doing this stuff for me? Like I always worry that like I don't know. I feel like, am I supposed to accept this kind of like relationship? Or is this ruining them because they feel like they have to check on me? They feel like, oh God, she's getting irritated or she's annoyed by something. Like that's usually when you give people space. Like that's when I would give somebody space.
Right. But I also feel like they're probably learning to be, empathetic humans. And they're probably doing that with other people as well. It's not just you. If somebody's having a rough day at school, your hope is that, you know, they're gonna say, "Hey, like, are you okay?" Like,
That's
maybe
true.
not, do you need a hug? But like, hey, like, do you need a friend to walk with you or whatever, right? Like, I think that's how you have to shift that. Like, just be grateful that they are seeing that you are feeling a certain kind of way,
Right. The
right?
recognition.
Because some wouldn't even acknowledge that that's how you're feeling, right?
Hmm.
Or notice. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely the boy. He's not one to notice those things. And then I'm like,
yeah,
come on,
no.
what the hell? What the hell? Come on. Yeah. Come on, just pay attention to me and
That's
love me.
that's just in the DNA. Think I
Yeah.
think mothers have been trying for years to teach that,
And
and
it's funny
only
because
a few have succeeded, I think.
right. And like I'll ask him, like if I'm upset about something and I try to be very like communicative with them and talk to
Right.
them when the stuff is happening. So like if I'm upset with him and I've expressed like I'm upset, I just need a minute. And then I come back to him and I'm like, do you not understand why I was upset? And they're like, he goes, I mean, I understand. I'm like, but you didn't even try to like have a conversation with me about it. And
Yeah.
he goes, he's a sweet boy. And he's like, when you're upset, he's like, if we're talking about something and you start getting upset, he's like, then I'm emotionally upset. So he's like, instead of me sitting here crying with you, he's like, I figure let's just like table this for now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just table it. I love it.
My other thing is like all things school, just being grateful to be able to attend things with them. Tomorrow is supposed to be I was invited to go on a field trip, and then, last night I get an email saying, "Oh, actually we don't need you because there's enough staff going." And I was like, yeah. And
Yeah.
then my kid's upset. I had to like I'm like, I'm sad and I'm recognizing that I'm sad about it, but also for her, I'm like, it's still so exciting. Like, you get to go. Also, she has a phone now. So I'm like, I can see where you are. Like, you're safe. I need you to understand that you're going to
Yeah.
have a great time. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the day. Like, so I'm trying to like get
Right.
her excited without being sad around her about it. Just letting her know, like, obviously, I wish I could be there.
Yeah. Is there other like volunteers?
No.
You could switch that up to like, somebody else is getting that opportunity that you absolutely love to have,
Yes. Yeah.
right? But no one else is going. But for
No.
future things, if maybe, somebody else gets asked over you, you have to
Yes.
switch it to be like, okay, somebody else's kid gets to experience that,
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it is cool when like your mom is the chaperone. I mean, if you
Yeah.
have a cool mom, I guess. Some people might be like mortified that their mother
Yeah.
is coming with them.
I've definitely,
But
yeah, I've definitely had people asking me that. They're like, "Do your kids like that you're in the school?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, because my kid would be like, 'Why are you here? Go home.'"
right, right.
So
I
it
feel
makes
like
me feel
that's
good.
certain ages as well, right? Like it could possibly change as the
Yeah.
kids grow and stuff. But yeah, I think like I'm definitely like I think the biggest thing that I have so much gratitude for and I rarely take it for granted is the fact that, I work for myself. So, I'm the one who picks him up every day. I'm the one that drops him off. I can switch around things to like today. My sister-in-law messaged me. She said, "Hey, we're going to be in town. Do you want to get the boys together?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I'll just pick them up early." Like without even like a second thought about it. I had to check my calendar, obviously, but still, like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to show up that way and just be able to be there for all those things. And I feel like as he gets older and there's more school things and all of those different things, like my flexible schedule allows me, as well as you, to be there for those things. Like some parents would kill for that.
Yes. Yep.
I know that even like in our own household, like Dave is always saying like, on a Sunday, if he by a miracle gets the day off and wakes up with us in the morning, he's like, I don't even know what to do in the morning because I don't do morning time. Like, I don't know what his routine is. I'm not really like, he knows obviously like what he'll eat and stuff, but like, he's just not used to the routine.
Mhm.
So he's like, I would love to be able to wake up with him in the morning. So, yeah, it's definitely something to be grateful for sure that I
Yeah.
get to do.
They say that that's the new kind of rich, right? Just like having your own time, having that time with the kids, like,
Yeah,
and I do strongly believe that. I definitely like I do feel like I always say I'm so grateful for. And I don't know if I say it out loud all the time because I never want it to be like taken away. Like
right.
I'm genuinely so grateful for the moments with my kids. That's why when they're upset, I try to like have that patience with them because I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm lucky enough to have this moment. And
absolutely.
I do agree that there are, like you said, there's parents that would kill for this. And very often, like I have friends, and when they first have babies, when they go back to work, they're just like, would love to do anything but what they were in love with doing before they had kids. Like it was
Right.
like they're everything. And you have kids and like your perspective changes and you're I would like I would literally rather scrub floors, hands and knees in between the time that my kids are at school because I want to be able to have those times where I can be with them. And like
Right.
when I started the cleaning business, it was because I wanted to be able to hire without being like specific, but I wanted to be able to have the option of hiring mothers with children in school so that they could work during the time that the kids were not with them and still be there in the mornings to bring them to school and pick them up. And like those luxuries are so important to me that I would love to be able to help others have that
Right.
same luxury.
And those jobs rarely exist,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And if you do get those kinds of hours, then you're also working on the weekends. Like
Yes.
that's the kind of job that is offered
Oh,
for
yeah.
a school time pick because really it's not that long if you're there
No, it's
trying to do
definitely
drop
part
off
time.
and
Yeah.
pick up. Yeah, exactly. So is that everything that you had on your list there?
The only other thing I had was like when they fully open up, knowing that the like me knowing that I'm the one that they confide in and that they trust in and that like I
Mhm.
think but that goes along with most of everything else that I said, like just having
I
that
love that.
connection and relationship with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that so much. So this episode is going to be perfectly airing around Thanksgiving. So I'm just curious, like, is this a holiday that you enjoy? Do you love it because you get to think about everything that you're grateful for? Or is it like just
um
kind of like a meh holiday for you?
for me, I think about turkey more than anything on Thanksgiving. I think that that's like yeah.
Chef's kiss?
Yeah. So okay, random question as well, have you ever made a turkey?
No,
Okay, because I'm
no.
starting to ask people around my age so I don't feel so awful about this, but like maybe I'm gonna do a poll on this episode. If you're in and around 30 to 40 years old, have you ever made a turkey? And like successfully. Because I have literally never had to make a turkey. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like hyper focusing on this that this year, at some point around turkey selling times, I'm
You gonna do it?
bound and determined to try. So I'll let you know how that goes. Incoming Instagram story results. Actually, very curious if you've made a turkey dinner before because I have never. There's a lot of things that I've never made, and homemade pizza actually is probably one of them. 5 voted for never, and 7 said, of course.
Well, you'll
But
have to let us know how it goes. I
I
don't think
love
it's
it.
overly difficult. It just,
Time
I think the
consuming.
prep that goes into it is more than the actual cooking of the turkey.
Yeah,
But why ruin a good thing? Like my mom makes a mean turkey.
yeah,
So why am I about to step on her toes? I'm not. We're not coming to my house. We go to hers. So I
yeah.
like to say that Thanksgiving is not my favorite holiday. It's
No.
my favorite tradition.
Okay.
So, there's lots of things that we do around this time. So like going to the pumpkin patch, like that's always like my favorite thing. And then we also always do like I'll just do self-portraits for fall together as a family. We've been doing it since we only had Ace. And so that's been something really special. We always do it in the same place. We do it literally on the way to Thanksgiving dinner, um, which is always like my favorite tradition. And honestly, normally I just do it with my iPhone. Like it's not even like this big production of
Yeah,
whatever. It's just a fun thing that we do. Sometimes it goes great, and then other times it's just complete chaos. But it definitely is my favorite tradition. And a turkey dinner is one of my faves.
yeah,
Like stuffing, like if you serve a turkey dinner and you don't have stuffing, I'm not coming.
yeah.
Straight up, I am not adventuring there.
And everybody does it so differently. So for years, we always have two of everything, right? So like my mom and Corey's mom always have
Right.
Thanksgiving and gratefully so, they were doing them on different days usually. So
Yeah.
Corey's family is usually like his aunts and uncles and the cousins, they all come with their kids. So that's like a big That's like a big and it's exciting. I love it for my
Yeah.
kids. I didn't have that growing up, so like I love like how you're saying you always had the cousins around. That's
Yeah, we always did.
huge.
And you know what?
Yeah.
We still do big Thanksgiving with my mom's side of the family. Not so much with my dad's side of the family, but with my mom's, we definitely do a big one. And I feel like Thanksgiving is more of a time where we all get together than Christmas sometimes now, because now
Mm.
we all have those secondary
Your own
family.
traditions.
Christmas just becomes such a kerfuffle of that. So I find that like Thanksgiving is actually, that dinner where we're literally all there together, which is really nice. So, and we try and communicate and plan like, okay, we're having it on Sunday. So, tell your
Yes.
prospective other family to not do it
No.
that day,
Or
So
you
we
can't make it.
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely try and work it out so that, we get to see everyone all at once. So that's really cool. But
Yeah.
two turkey dinners is a lot.
Yeah. So this year my mom had said like, "Oh, we're just not going to do it." And like it's kind of bittersweet because the family dynamics are so different on either side. Like
Right.
right now because I think with all the kids and just the relationships and stuff like that, it's exciting for us to go to Corey's mom's and see everybody and beer with everybody, and it's just a different dynamic, whereas at my mom's it's like, my brothers may be there and maybe kid like
Right.
not the same amount of
Kind of
kids.
all up in
It's
the air.
yeah, it's just different. So with my mom's, I enjoy the turkey and the stuffing and whatever else. And at Corey's, it's always a feast. Like his mom always does like meals for 50 when there's just like five of us. So there's
Absolutely.
always lots of good food. I do need to figure out if I'm gonna make something because I've never asked to make anything, which is nice because I don't. It's not. It's like I feel like the generation before us does all of the things and we never really had to. But
Yes.
Corey's thing is like I just want a good pumpkin pie. So I'm like I try to mimic grandma's pumpkin pie with like the Edie Smith. Never
I
as
love it.
good. I get it, but it's the effort on my part knowing that he's gonna fucking eat it anyways. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Last year I did an apple crisp that
oh
was delightful. It went over really, really well. So I'll probably do that again. Except the farm where I usually go to pick apples is sold out already this
yeah,
year.
yeah,
So, which is crazy because I guess they had like it was
dry
like a
season.
dry spring or whatever.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm kind of sad about that. But I mean, there's still tons of apples in the stores. It's not a big deal.
it's
Like
just not the same. Just
it's
not
just
the
not the same. I wanted to pick them my damn self, have the cute pictures,
same.
like it all goes together.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah,
But yeah, and like right now, like fall season is just ramping up and like the leaves outside are changing. It looks so pretty and
so beautiful.
yeah, so yeah, grateful for that too. This is like my busy season, right? So
Yeah.
things are a little bit chaotic as they always are. I was actually making plans with one of my girlfriends who I hadn't seen in a while, and she's like, "Yeah, at the end of October, we can definitely get together for like a dinner. Things will slow down at that time." And I text her back and I was like, "I think it's so cute that you think things will slow down because they never do. They're
They
never
never
gonna
do.
slow down.
Yeah.
It's always chaotic. It's always crazy.
Yeah.
She has two kids, a dog. Like your life is never gonna slow down, sweetheart. It's
Yep.
always busy. I
Just got to
love it.
pick a day and hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hope no one gets sick.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
always
my
the
gosh.
good things with fall. But yeah,
Yes.
should I jump into a couple of questions?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So, what's one thing about being a mom that you are truly grateful for today? That's the kid.
Um, Today I am grateful for, I think, so I don't know. I guess because it's like Truth and Reconciliation Day, I think I'm just grateful as a whole. I just have like a nice happy bubble around me today.
Right.
Being able to hold my kids tight and being appreciative of all of the things. So today specifically, I would say being able to feed them. I went grocery shopping yesterday and got a lot of good things that I'm excited to put together for them. So food,
I love
feeding.
that. I love that. That's
What about
perfect.
you?
I think just, well, obviously, exactly going off of what you said, but I'm just grateful today to be able to have the flexibility. I'm going to go pick them up early. We're going to go have fun. We're going to play at the park. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun cousin day. So
Yeah.
definitely that. How do you celebrate small wins in your role as a mom?
I think it's just acknowledging them. I think it's
Yeah.
just important to like make it like absorb it into my whole being to be like I didn't learn these things. I'm figuring them out as I go now and being grateful for those moments to be like, oh my God, I got through to him. Oh my God,
Yeah.
like, she was able to overcome this without having to have this whole thing.
Right. And remembering that, like you're going through life, you're growing too, right? Like you're
Yeah.
going life just like they are. So,
Yeah.
what part of your motherhood journey do you wish you had appreciated sooner?
Definitely the younger years. I just wish that I healed my shit sooner so that I could just enjoy it a bit more.
Right.
I think I yelled a lot when they were little, and I don't know if that's just like a normal thing because they're little and they don't fucking listen. But
I hope it's normal.
I'm sure it is. It's just I think the reflection of it though, looking back on it,
Yeah.
um, the older two dealt with my inability to cope, whereas the
Mm.
younger one, I can see where the problems rise with her now because I didn't yell.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Yeah, what part of motherhood journey do you wish you had appreciated sooner? I think just, I think I really relished in those like baby years. He was a perfect baby. Like he was so good. So I think in that I was able to enjoy it, but yeah, I don't know what I would have appreciated sooner. Maybe my sleep. I used to get a lot more sleep, believe
Mm.
it or not. Now I feel like he's up and he'll say, "Mommy, the sun's up." I'm like, "Yep, but we shouldn't be just yet." Okay.
And you will
um,
sleep again. You will sleep again for sure.
yeah, one day. Um, is there a memory from your early motherhood journey that you now appreciate more than you did at the time?
I think
Ooh,
just the traditions. I think just the traditions like in the chaos of um birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that, especially Christmas, which I know we're gonna get to at some point, but
yes.
we're going to talk about Christmas stuff. But yeah, I think it was just like, I know I love everything to do with Christmas, but I think I was always so hard on myself about like financially, I couldn't do enough, or they deserve more. And then you'd see other people's Christmases and they'd be piled presents to the top of the tree, and you're like, how do people do that? And then now it's learning to appreciate that. I'm glad that I didn't start off that way with my kids because there would be different expectations, I feel like now.
Right. Okay, so looking back, well, this will be the last one, but looking back, what would you tell yourself about embracing gratitude in those early motherhood days?
I think it's just important to like give yourself a pat on the back sometimes, and like knowing that you are doing the very best that you can in those moments, and like being so hard on yourself doesn't do anybody any good. It just gives you
Right,
more guilt and pain in those moments, and your kids don't deserve that part of you. They deserve to
right.
see a parent that wants to be there and that is enjoying these moments with them, right?
Yeah, giving yourself grace because you're doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
There's no roadmap. There's no guide. It's it's just an adventure.
And we're all in it together.
We're all in it together. I love that.
All right. On that note, we're going to finish up this episode. We hope that you enjoyed, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Mother Overload podcast. This is a real talk space where two moms come together to unpack the beautiful chaos of motherhood. We're not experts. We're in it with you. This is a space for overwhelmed, overcaffeinated, heart wide open moms who need to know they're not alone.